Alright, you guys don't realize this, but you are actually in my home office where I just finished doing some of my own accounting. Now, what I'd really like to go over first off is kind of how this presentation works. You know what you're looking at. There's going to be kind of a classification partition approach. Now, instead of what I would normally do, looking directly at you as if I'm talking to you, I'm actually going to look away as if I'm talking to an audience and you're part of it. So hopefully I look back at you a couple of times. Hand and arm signals are not going to be that big a deal. Not a lot of body movement. I'm actually in a seated position, which I don't normally do. I'm trying to work outside of my comfort zone, but on a subject that I'm very comfortable with. So let's jump into this. All right, what we're looking at is financial budgeting and accountability. Realistically, this is you personally, how you do what you need to do. Now, I'm going to get 4 to 5 minutes of your time on a process that you're going to spend a lifetime learning and honing into something that works for you. Now, I'm not here to insult anyone's intelligence, but if I do, you're going to thank me for it when you finally see the fundamental principles that I'm teaching you making a marked difference in your financial outlook. Now, this isn't a sales pitch for the particular resources I utilize, and that, of course, I am resourcing for this particular composition. But as an accounting minor and a professional with life experience on accounting for millions of dollars of materials, as well as human lives on the military side, personally, well, my own accounts and whatnot, plus investment accounts, also professionally running a business, I've learned what works, and along the way I've learned a lot of things that don't work. Now, a couple of questions. Are you financially where you want to be? I mean, do you have the available resources that you're looking for? Do you have a plan of action? Are you capable of helping others? Things that are generally important, at least to our age group, things that we look at. Now, here's the thing, me neither. But I do have a plan that I review, that I adjust, that I hone every day on the purchases that I make or don't make, the investing that I do or don't do, and pretty much any other decision making that has to do with any resources. Specifically, this is financial budgeting, but you can use these same principles on any other resource you have. Be it your time. That's one we always have to budget. But your time resources, your fuel resources, everything that belongs to you can be budgeted. Now, 3 ways we're really looking at this. We're looking at earn, learn, and discern. Now, to break this up a little bit, earn. The thing is, if somebody gives you something, it holds less value than something that you earn. Knowing what you want and how soon you can earn it makes a big difference in your thinking. In as much that you need to be able to plan what you can earn, if you're working a 9 to 5 or, your investments, things like that. You want to be able to make those predictions of what you will have so that you can have a plan going on. You want to protect those resources that you're earning, and you want to practice over and over and over again until you get exactly right, how your plan works and how accurate your predictions are. Now, even credit is an earned resource, but it is using it wisely that takes more than just the availability of it. In that learning, we need to know a couple real simple things. What budgeting is. A layman's term for budgeting is knowing what you have, what you will have, and what you're going to do with it. Now, add to that financially what accounting is. Accounting is nothing more than the language of business. It's the words, the thoughts, the actions, all the ledgers, the way in which we write things down, the way we generate our plans that give us the foresight to be able to predict and to protect while being able to practice constantly what our plan is. Now, we work from generalized recommended percentages. These percentages can be found in a lot of different places. The ones I utilize from Financial Peace University, you'll actually find on page 52 of their literature. And with that said, get your percentages down. It doesn't matter the dollar amount you make as long as you have a percentage that goes with it. Once you have a percentage to start with, it's a starting point. It does not always have to stay that way. Mine doesn't stay that way from quarter to quarter. Sometimes it'll stay together for a year. Life will always get in the way of the best laid plans. Now, add to that, understanding the fundamentals of credit. Like I said, credit is something that is earned. It's not just given to people. But learning about credit, why it exists, when and how to safely utilize it, how it becomes a chain of net if improperly utilized. These are absolutely essential, fundamental principles that you need to learn, that you have to have ingrained in you. And if you don't, avoid the pitfalls of credit. Now, if you're already there, that's a whole different conversation for us to have. Look into such things. When it comes to learning, look into such things as Financial Peace University, college accounting courses, Peachtree, Quicken, free online software. I mean, even budgeting tools from your financial institution. Wherever it is that you have your resources, talk to them. It's their jobs, their responsibility. It's also a benefit to them. Now, last piece, since I know we're just about out of time, discerning. Know when something is a good purchase, no matter what the resource is. If it's a good use of your time, if it's a good use of your money, if it's a good use of your vehicle, if your buddy's going to use it, don't look at things as a bargain in inexpensive. Look at things as a bargain as a whole. Understand what marketing does and how it affects your thinking. Understand that there are worldly pressures, there are self-imposed pressures that you need to look past if you are truly discerning what the right answer is. Now, last, absolutely most relevant, find the professionals, friends, acquaintances, anybody you know that are already successful. Biggest thing is pick their brains, ask them the hows, the whys, the what ifs, and do as they do. If they're successful, what they're doing works. Doesn't mean you can do everything they do and you'll have the exact same success. It's not how life works. But at least you got a place to start from. Follow the advice from those that are successful. And again, remember, this is a process. It's something you're going to continue honing, you're going to continue learning, and if you don't, you will likely continue failing. Well, that's all of my time. That's all your time I get to burn up. Thanks again to Financial Peace University, Army Logistics Training, college accounting classes, and life in general for giving me the opportunity to even have something to talk about when it comes to financial budgeting and accountability. Thanks, guys. Look forward to your feedback.